Previously on Hunting with Tripler.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Folks, this next one is going to be hard to look at because your eyes are going to be blinded a little bit. Jorah's mask, which is in excellent condition. The box looks beautiful. This is the more sought after. This is Ocarina of Time. What's happening, folks? Welcome to Hunting with Tripler. Things do look a little different behind me. You'll learn more about that soon. Today's episode focuses on 1 week's worth of cleanup, process, finds, video games, the whole lot of it. I even dove into retail arbitrage, and it was a little scary. This is a nice compilation of clips, so stick around.
I collect so many things. Would you like to share this journey with me? I will show you the prizes I got today. So come along with me, come on and join the chase. Yeah.
Things are looking pretty nice up here recently. This was a recent addition. This is the deluxe set. I'm not even gonna go into telling you how I got that because you'll find out soon. And then of course the Transformers, that if you're following me on Instagram, a little sneak peek into that, which is also coming up soon. So this week's episode is jam-packed full of various clips, and what I tried to do is take you through a week's worth of what I've done. And though it's always jumbled because I do have a full-time job, this episode will sort of lead you down different paths that I have to take consistently. I have to source, but I have to do that very strategically because I can't go to thrift stores every single day. I can't do it. And then as far as keeping the warehouse in order, that also requires time. You've got to put in the time to make your space usable. And though there's going to be even yet another overhaul because I'm moving out of one of the back warehouse spaces, I had to go through and just clean the place. That's gonna be on time lapse. That's always fun to watch. But for all of you resellers out there, I always like knowing, what is your process? How do you go out and source? How do you go and find the deals? What is it that you do? Because I love taking some of the things you guys put out there and trying it myself. I am always open for trying new things. And in this episode, I try a few new things. So if you like watching some process, some cleanup, finding some video games, finding some retail arbitrage, which is kind of unique, and then uncovering a mystery inside of a bunch of consoles that I picked up at auction, I think you will absolutely love this episode. So enjoy. Time-lapse mode is always satisfying to watch, especially when you're cleaning up a place that you use every single day. Now these next few clips are going to focus on an area of sourcing that I've been utilizing over the last couple of months, and it's been really successful for me. One thing I've mentioned before, it's kind of just random when I say it, is it's hard to build a sustainable reselling business if you're simply going to only go to garage sales or thrift stores, or estate sales, things of that nature. It's hard to do it, only because you're gonna see a lot of this in your business. And what I'd rather have is a much more consistent curve, whether it's the same amount of money I'm making every day or the same amount every single week versus having those ups and downs. It's really hard to grow a business when you just can't count on inventory to show up at those places that you'd love to go to. This auction site, unfortunately, I can't give you any more information about it. It's really specific to the Southern California area. I am taking a little bit of a hit on the margins, but the items show up at my door. They're already tested, of course. I do the testing process yet again, and they're effectively cleaned for me too, which is also really nice because usually I have to go through the process of cleaning everything. So these next couple of clips are kind of exciting because it's not just about showing you a whole bunch of consoles that I'm getting, it's also the mystery of what people leave in the consoles that makes this next set of clips so beautiful.
So I just got this pretty heavy box full of consoles, and I'd like to show you how beautiful it looks on the inside. Let's take a look.
I've been buying bulk consoles
and unfortunately I can't reveal where I'm getting my consoles, but here's the great part. I just did this. Came here, turned it on, and that was in there. This one does not look so great, but I do like that game. That's pretty sweet. All right, I got it fired back up. Looks like it was just a hard drive, so that is probably not good, which is all right. That's all I cared about right there. And so from kind of testing and checking everything out, they have gone over to a shelf that I have really close to the entrance. Anyone recognize where that came from? And the reason I do that is because these have been really quick sellers for me. I did have twice as many, and now we're down to, I think, 8 Xbox 360Ss. We only have 3 of these. I had, I think, 7 of the Es. I had 16 or 17 of the S's. I've got all of the items here. They're all tested. Everything's good to go. So this is stuff that comes in and goes out quickly, and that's the reason I leave this here. I also have a whole bunch of Wii's. These are ready to go. Xboxes. These are items that when I have them come into the warehouse, I don't set them back. I set them up front because they're so quick and they move so fast. And that's a process that I like to do. Items that move quick, get them as close to your shipping center as possible. Make it as easy on yourself as you can. This is one of my recent pickups online, and this one was an easy one for me to go for because I've been fixing these Xboxes pretty much left and right. The description was, they can't get the disc tray open, and this is one of the more simple fixes for any of the Xboxes. I'll try to show you guys exactly how to fix this, but for the price that they put on it, for the work that needs to be done, this was a slam dunk. Paid $100 for this, comes with all the hookups and an OEM controller that goes with the Halo Special Edition. So I'm going to show you what's wrong with it and how easy it is to fix. Okay, so it's plugged in, power's on, no issues there. Now watch, they can't get the disc tray open. What? Okay. Okay, well, I guess that wasn't the issue. All right, well, maybe we don't have to fix this. That blinking light, for anybody who's wondering, is not an issue at all. I'll show you how to fix that too. All right, TV on. Let's get a cable in the back here. Cable's hooked up. Oh, and magically, that is not blinking anymore. So a lot of people think that that is the red ring or red light of death for the Xbox. It's not, it just needs the AV cable hooked up. So I will switch this over to AV here so you can see. Should be, yeah, it's good to go. Let's do the eject one more time. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. It could get stuck. Let's try to do different tests. All right, well, I have no idea what's wrong with it. We will put the game back in, close it up. I'm gonna hook up a controller, and then we'll call this one good, and especially for the price I paid for it, this is a steal. All right, controller plugged in, game is loading. I mean, $100 for this? I literally can get $250 for this system tomorrow. Huge score, huge score. That's what I'm talking about, folks. That's a win right there. Now, nothing's gonna beat out the trade I had from last week's episode. That's not gonna happen, but there was a nice little trade that found its way into this particular week, and it just happened randomly. I think what I've mentioned before in terms of trades is I like to double up. I'm open to that, but I like to be more than that. I like to be closer to 3 times value. And if I can get 3 times value, I'm pretty much gonna say yes to it all day long. And the 2 times value, I probably could have been doing that more often,
but I think that my strategy is I could just go out and source at auctions and double up my money and just have it be a lot quicker and less communication. So I try to focus on areas, if I'm gonna do a trade, it's gotta be a banger. If it's not, then I tend to pass. But this is a nice one about a PS Vita, and the guy came directly to me.
What's happening? How you doing? Oh, that's alright.
I couldn't put the charger in there because it was messing up with the case.
It just doesn't fit.
Yeah. I'll come back and I'll get it and take that.
Yeah, looks nice.
Yeah.
I like that blue. Is that a case for it?
Yeah, it is.
It's nice.
It is a little messed up on the top, but it stays on.
Okay. Oh yeah, thank you. Then we're good.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks, man.
Yep,
Take
yep.
care. You too. Get a better look at this. So we've got the Vita. It's got a 16 gigabyte SD card, which is perfectly fine with me. And then check out these games. Yes. I mean, I think we're talking about some pretty, I mean, they're not common. I think more rare games, and we'll show you back.
So I mentioned that retail arbitrage is a little bit unique for me only because I just don't do it very often. And I know there's a lot of work that can go into it. If you're kind of adding the online or the digital apps to help you kind of find the deals at local stores, you've got a massive advantage, and I really applaud those YouTubers and those resellers who are doing it. It really does kind of make me want to do it. It motivates me to kind of try and do it. So I made an attempt to go out and source some video games, and it didn't work out. So you're gonna see a clip of me buying a whole bunch of video games, and then I think a day later I took it all back because quite honestly it wasn't what I thought, and I was actually gated on Amazon from selling some of the stuff that I was even looking up using the Amazon seller app. But when I did go back, I did find a whole lot of clearance items that are actually going for really good money on either eBay or Amazon, and in categories that I actually can sell. So this was a surprise, it was unique, and I'm trying something new because I always like seeing what else you guys are doing out there. And like I said, it does motivate me, and here's an attempt to go find some retail arbitrage and make a little bit of money doing it.
Well, you know you can find video games at Walmart, but can we find them for 3 cents a piece? Let's check it out. All right, I'm gonna be picking up all of those copies of Battleborn, $5 a piece, which is super cheap. And then I'm gonna get, where is it at? Oh yeah, right here. Darksiders 2 for $5. I'm gonna grab those copies. That's what I've found for now.
For some reason, the video of me taking back these games was corrupted, and I can't put it up here. So just know there's a day difference between when I bought these, returned them, and now I have a cart full of items that I picked up at the exact same Walmart.
Here is the haul from Walmart. Nice set of toys here, guys. Check that out. Oh, it's a Pokemon. Here's my retail arbitrage pursuits here. You can see I got these alien queens, and it was at $5. Looks like it was at $14.90 at one point. I got 4 of those. Picked up this Frozen 2 Singing Sisters, Anna and Elsa. That could be a gift to my daughter, not sure yet. She loves these, so good chance she's getting that. This Matchbox was like, surprise. I think that was going for like, what, 200 bucks? Nah, I'm just kidding. It's going for like 40 or 50, and for $4, that's insane. And then you know I'm gonna be grabbing anything Baby Yoda. I don't even care if it was a really terribly made Chinese plush toy. These are selling really well, and I think, what was this, like $5? Maybe $5. Anyway, that was what we picked up, and really, I don't do this very often, but I thought this was a great start to getting into retail arbitrage.
So folks, this last clip is actually something that's on the shelf right now. And yes, in the background, I do have my new little Sony Trinitron that I picked up at a storage locker. That video is coming up soon. Even though I did get done saying I'm not doing any anytime soon, this one was just too good to pass up. This next clip is about toys being purchased at a thrift store. I went on a Sunday and it was the shadiest deal I've ever actually been a part of. The clip that you're about to see is the reason why I still, and probably many of you still, go to thrift stores. Because it's when you find something like this that sort of defines why we are all going in the first place. And granted, it's not something I'm going to sell, it's something I'm keeping, but the value of it was just too good to pass up. So enjoy this next clip while I play a little bit of Mario Kart in preparation for the Pentacup Challenge, which will be coming up very soon. And I'm always peachy.
Where'd he go?
Sure.
You not say anything though?
Huh?
You not say anything though?
Oh, no, I'm not
Like, damn, you didn't turn
No, look at
Just be over here because there's a camera there.
Okay.
The deal of how I just got this is going to blow your minds. A lot of shady stuff just happened, but it's awesome. All right, I'm gonna tell you the story. Still trying to process what just happened here. What just happened was super shady, and less shady for me as it was for the employee. What he was doing was really not cool. I mean, I'm guessing he does it all the time. And I didn't think anything of it. About a week ago, I had saw the same guy. He was coming up to the front to pay for something effectively that he had gotten from the back that had been donated. He's also the pricing guy. So he was pricing the item, clocking out, coming up to the front to pay for the items. And for the most part, I don't know if I really care about that. But in this instance, I was leaving the store and I'd kind of done my little route, my routine, my schedule. And on my way out, corner of my eye, I see a microphone that had me stop right at the front desk where you check out. And fortunately I did. The microphone was way overpriced and not worth it. But then I saw him coming up to the front with what appeared to be 4 or 5 very, very vintage 80s toys. And of course, amongst them was the Voltron Deluxe Edition number 3. And I started to cry a little bit because I said, dude, I'll take that. Because at this point I hadn't realized that he was paying for these items himself. He was gonna buy them. He had priced the Voltron $4.95. He was bringing it up so nonchalant. And I said, dude, please, I'll buy that from you. And he's like, no, I'm gonna keep it. And in the back of my mind, I'm going, this guy is at the back looking at the donations all day long, pricing things, and then building a stack for himself and checking out at the end of the day. I mean, essentially, he could find thousands of dollars worth of items and then price them at, $10, walk out of there. This story isn't about me trying to say how shady it is that a thrift store does that. It's their business. They can do whatever they want. If they want to cherry pick items and take them away, fine. I don't appreciate that because that means that the quality of the items goes down, and it also minimizes the frequency of people like me who are collectors from going into that store. If someone like me had found that, I would have been going to that store more frequently, even though I go there often. I would have been going all the time, and it makes people like me who see that collectible item going in there more often. There's a value add to you selling items from a thrift store instead of trying to post it online or other, because the thrill of the hunt is left. Finally, I just said, look, I'll give you $100 cash. And he's like, no, I can't. So I'm kind of wearing him down here, and I'm thinking, I'll give you $150 right now for that item. And he looks at me and he's like, you really want it that bad? And I was like, I want this very, very badly. 150 bucks. He's like, F it, you got it. Then he comes behind the back of the counter and he's like, look, we can't do this deal right here. And I'm like, yeah, well, no, of course we can't. This is as shady as it possibly can be. Me handing you cash from an item that you just priced, that you paid for what, 100th of? So here I am, just like it was a drug deal. Here you go. Here's the money. And it was just bizarre. I got what I wanted. We are gonna look at this thing in great detail because I'm telling you, this thing is gorgeous. It is just gorgeous. Folks, you get lucky sometimes, and this is without question me getting very lucky. But here's the question of the video. Should I keep it for my collection or should I sell it? That is a tough one. Let me know what you guys would do. Look at this, folks. Look at how shiny that is. I mean, it is just so nice. Got the manual here. The only bad thing is the box here has a little bit of a tear. That's a bummer, but that is the reality. Look at the detail too on the styrofoam, but it is kind of a nice little touch there. I've got to say, I'm extremely happy. This is definitely a win for Team Tripler, but now it's time to put it back. Can't take it out, can't be exposed to this air for too long. And that was today's episode, folks. Where are you? Right back there. The beauty of Voltron. It's nice, it really is. So today's episode was loaded with a whole bunch of stuff. We talked about process, cleaning. I found one of the most sought after Xbox 360 sports games you can find, and I know a lot of you will be like, yeah, right, you didn't find that. There's no way I will convince all of you that that actually really did happen. You can believe me or don't, it's not that big of a deal. We did some Walmart retail arbitrage where we bought a whole bunch of video games, took them back, and then found a whole bunch of toys to sell online. We had a trade deal that was mixed in there. Then we found an extremely rare vintage toy from the early 80s that was clouded in Shady. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed that. It was a really fun week. That was just a few weeks back, so it really wasn't that long ago. I've got a lot of great episodes coming up. A storage locker, a flea market, and then another deal with a guy where I got all the N64 stuff. And everything that I got, a couple of them are mixed up there right now, was just, oh man, this guy has been so cool. But this time, I paid a lot of money just to make sure that he knew how much I appreciated it. If you've made it this far, consider giving me a thumbs up if you liked the video. Become a subscriber so you can get all the content that I'm putting out there. Check out my Instagram page, check out my TikTok page. There's a lot of stuff coming from Team Tripler. Thank you again, and I will see you next time. Take care.